Now, welcome to Sean's Law Weekly Top 3, where we highlight 3 of the biggest topics in sport for the week and what topics we have for last week. Now, we start off with track of the field. Yeah, track of the field. Elaine Thompson-Herah. Yeah. Early last week, a letter actually came up on persons' Instagram pages and all over the media to state from her team that, before I even go and explain the letter, let me just read it. Elaine Thompson-Herah resumes training. While preseason training has already begun for Elaine Thompson-Herah, she is still in the process of finalizing her training arrangements for the 2022 season. Now, the double Olympic champion is considering all options available concerning her team. In light of an abundance of requests from her fans and concerned Jamaicans, she wants to assure everyone that she has begun her training independently and will continue to do so while she finalizes all aspects of her team for the upcoming season. That was actually most of the letter. Now, this letter came about because rumors, let me not say rumors. Let me not start there. Reports came out at least 3 weeks ago concerning Elaine Thompson-Herah, at least a month ago, that she was leaving MVP camp. Now, MVP camp is where she was for years. Second fastest woman in the world, the national record holder. She was outstanding this year. Also nominated for the top athlete of the year by the World Athletics Association. Yeah, put that aside. So it was announced and reported that she was leaving the camp. However, she went on a program called Brother to Another, stating that those were rumors. Rumors indeed. And rumors again. And then everyone came out last week and said that she was lying and they don't trust her, what she was saying, because what she said at the program, she denied the reports. And then when you look at it, she's not at MVP anymore. However, that letter did not say she's not at MVP anymore. She's training independently, but she's not at MVP. She's finalizing where she is actually going to be. It couldn't be MVP, or it couldn't. I don't know. The letter didn't say that. But let's roll back to that interview and Brother to Another. Yeah. When she actually said rumors on the program, was she lying? She said there were rumors. Did she confirm or deny the rumors? Well, if it did not come from her camp or did not come from her, they're actually rumors. There are reports from individuals that they got word that she was leaving the camp, but if she hasn't confirmed them, they're basically rumors. So she's saying on that program that there are rumors. She wasn't actually wrong to say that. But she didn't say that there were wrong rumors or they're incorrect rumors. Or she said that there are rumors. But what she said that I didn't like, that she went on to insinuate that the reporters were lying by stating that they always do things like that. Saying this and saying that. I'm not going to repeat some of the things that she said. Some of the things were ridiculous. But she said this and they said that. But that aspect of it I didn't like. But to say, though, that there are rumors, they were. Because she did not confirm or deny. And she kept on saying it, rumors. Fine. Rumors. But the rumors proved to be what? True? Is it? Is it true? Has she left MVP? Well, she's not there anymore. Not right now. But take this. What if she is in negotiations right now regarding her shoe company and MVP? Should she be able to come out and say something before anything happens? Or should she just say rumors? Everyone thought she dealt with it wrongly. Incorrect. Did she? If she's in negotiations from then till now, what should she say? I leave that question alone with negotiations. But what if she didn't want anybody to know? Maybe she did say or dealt with it wrongly. But maybe persons deal with things their own way. Maybe wrong, maybe right. But saying it's rumors is not a lie. It's not a lie if you haven't denied or confirmed it. She just acknowledged it was said by saying a rumor. That's all. Point blank. Now, we have gotten reports that she is in negotiations, with shoe company or shoe companies right now. So if nothing has been confirmed just yet, And you have to use the common sense and realize that. And if nothing has been confirmed just yet, she can't come out and make an announcement of anything. Now, she did say that she's finalizing her team. What if? What if her team is MVP? What if they're in negotiations? Or what if it's another team? I don't know. But there are rumors going around from before that she was going to leave. And seeming like she's not there anymore. But if you're in negotiations and you're not happy with certain things and you want to level out certain things, you stay far and then talk it out and then make a decision. Maybe that's in the process. Maybe that's what you do now. And you hear what I'm saying? Maybe. I don't know. Rumors are not. She's training under the watchful eyes of her husband. Background work right now. So it's not necessarily detrimental at this present time. But if I am a shoe company, would I be spending millions of dollars? And let's put this on the table. Would I be spending millions of dollars on an athlete on an athlete? Yes, Olympic champion. Yes, fastest or second fastest woman ever and fastest woman alive. Would I be spending X amount of dollars on an athlete who doesn't have a world-renowned coach? Think about it. Would I? I don't know if I would. I don't think I would. But I don't own a shoe company. But the fact is, I don't think I would. If I'm whatsoever company it is, would I be spending millions of dollars? On an individual, yes. Second fastest of all time. However, if she goes to another individual who is not necessarily a world-class coach, who says that coach is going to put her back where she was? My shoe company would be spending that money? No, they won't. But I don't own a shoe company. So this intriguing story continues. It's unfolding in front of our eyes. Next week or this week, we'll know what happens in the saga of Elaine Thompson-Herah. That's number one. Remember Elaine?
I'm the fastest one alive, so they're going to create some form of news to try to distract the world, So it's rumors, of course, It's always rumors in the media. They always target me. I don't know why.
Who to tell? We move over to netball as the Sunshine Series was just completed a short while ago, last week to be exact, which featured Jamaica's senior women's team, Jamaica's senior men's team, and the Calypso Girls from Trinidad and Tobago, their national team. That's their nickname, like the Sunshine Girls for Jamaica. Yeah, the men's team, they were part of that tri-series. In fact, it should have not been Jamaica men, it should have been South Africa, but they pulled out last minute and they wanted another team to give both teams competition because they are preparing for the Commonwealth Games next year. Now, if you look at the scores though, you would think that it was not competitive because that first game, the men played against the women, the Calypso ladies, beating them, I think, 66-22 in that affair. I think the Trinidad ladies needed something like that because they went up against the Sunshine Girls and they were battered, bruised. They're outplayed in every department. Yeah, in every department. But they got more competitive in quarters though, because the scores of 61-22 in the first game, 64-32 and 73-22 to round off the top three. But our biggest thing was Janelle Fowler, who was playing in that shooting circle for Jamaica, looked extremely good as per usual. But our midcourt was okay and the defense was superb. But it was a great series. In the last game though, the Jamaica men, they met the women and it was extremely competitive. The women came through and winning that matchup. But looking on the whole series though, a lot of persons says it wasn't worth it because the girls, looking at the score, Trinidad never come to nothing. But you had to be there. I know that you can't really be there unless you're a reporter or a journalist. But you had to be there though to see how competitive it was between the two teams. You spoke to Connie Francis though, and this is what Connie Francis, the coach of the Sunshine Girls, had to say.
Is to see our team grow during this pandemic. and look like they can compete. I thought that they compete throughout the 3 test matches, and although there are areas of concern, we still played well. I'm happy because the players who were away playing, they seems to come back and gel with the ones who weren't active. I thought that the ones who weren't active is so good that 2 of them got MVP and they weren't playing much netball. So kudos to them. I love the way that both areas of the court work together, the different combination. We put young Latanya at center for the first time and she stood up, so that's what it's all about. I would like to see that the Jamaica team have players who can play multiple position and can play it well. So that's really the aim.
That's Coach Connie Francis. But guess what? I agree with her somewhat, but I still think we have a lot of work to do, especially in mid-court. We are 4th ranked in the world at this present time. We want to go to the Commonwealth Games and get a medal. I would love for us to win up against New Zealand and Australia, and England, who we journey to for practice games the next month or so. But it's going to be extremely difficult. And one of the biggest problems is that we have a problem in the mid-court. We have always had that problem for the last 10 years or so, and we tend to float the ball in the attacking third and into the shooting circle because of the height of Fowler or Aiken. That's Romelda Aiken, who is actually 6'5", and both are 6'5". So tend to use that to our advantage. However, if we meet upon defenders who are as tall as them, we're going to be in some problems. So we have to play 2 ways. And I think Connie Francis has the right cards of actually teaching the girls how to play both ways. Floating the ball as one asset, but also playing small. Playing the mid-court small. Playing the attacking third small, which works out good for us in the future. So I'm hoping that they do well in the coming months in preparation for the Com Games next year. Can they medal? Of course they can. They have the talent. They have great defenders, good mid-court players, and they have very good shooters. I mentioned the shooter alone, but we have great attacking players also. So it's just to get the right combination, get them together, because I think the core is right there. And I think the right coach is there to actually bring them together. But as I always say, only time will tell. And before I go, other persons were questioning why the men were there. I thought, though, the men brought a lot of energy, a lot of physical, and a lot of smart play, which the girls need to face at this present time. The men were smart, the men were swift, and the men were extremely competitive and aggressive. And the girls needed that. It's preparation going up against Australia and New Zealand. Aggression is needed, and playing smart is needed. My brain is not here, it's actually up here. I guess I need to play some netball to get smart. And last but not least, we switch to football. And this is a tricky situation, a touchy situation regarding Wadadah FC. And Wadadah FC is out from the West. And persons in the 80s, we know Wadadah FC with Winston Twinnibut Angling. He played for that club. And it was a popular club back in the day, which won the Premier League. But that's not the Wadadah now. The Wadadah now is actually fighting to go back in the top tier. And I use the term fighting because what happened 2 years ago, and not last year, year before, when you had the playoffs, they placed 3rd in the playoffs. Not for the first time they were going to the playoffs, and failed to make the Premier League. However, at the start of this season, this short version season of the Jamaica Premier League, UWI pulled out because of financial constraints about a couple of days before the start of the season, leaving the 12-team competition with 11 teams, just 11. So they played through with 11 teams, needing to put one more. And if you don't know, the Jamaica Football Federation made a decision, and the committee, to not actually relegate anyone, because they're trying to increase the league to about 16 teams. So not to actually relegate anyone. So they'll be adding more teams as the years progress, if they can financially make that competition viable. But the thing about it is that when that team actually dropped out, UWI, a replacement was to be had. Now, according to the rules of the competition, which I have here again, Article 5.1 is 5.1 actually, but I just put 5.1. Now, such decisions are final in the case of any withdrawals. The replacement team will be selected from a playoff game between the third placed team from the most recent JFF Premier League qualifiers. That was when Wadadah placed third. And the 11th placed team from the most recent Premier League season, the winner, should have obtained the requisite club license approval. So the team that placed 11th last time out, which was Montego Bay United, last completed season, would actually play Wadadah. Cool. That's what the rule says. I was told that it wasn't like this before, but it was changed. But let me ask this question. Two questions I want to ask. When should this game have been played? Yes, UWI dropped out at the start. But when should this game actually play? During when the competition is going on? At the end of the competition? I don't know. But even if it's played at the end of the competition, according to the rules, it would have been 11th place this year. However, that's null and void because no teams are dropping out of the competition this year. And with all 11 teams finishing, all teams will actually be back for next season. So this rule should actually have been dismissed. If you are having a competition, because remember, in the next couple of years, they're going to be adding teams. Nobody's going to be dropping out. So the last completed season would be this season. Think about it. Now, if it is that a team drop out next year, what are you going to do with this rule? Say, for instance, the next season coming out, a team drop out, so they need to put that rule in. What are you going to do? And this rule hasn't changed. Are you going to make the 11th place team of the just completed league play the third place of the last playoff? That does not make any sense at all. If you have changed the competition format, this rule should have gone through the door. Simple as that. This rule should have never been a part to decide which team actually advanced to the competition when your whole competition has been changed. Makes no sense. One. The second thing, why should somebody go to a playoff and then after finishing third in that playoff, remember top two out of the four teams that are in the playoff advance through to the Premier League at that time, and the team that finishes third, why should that team actually have a playoff to go back in the Premier League? You are in the playoff to go to the Premier League. You finished third. The top two advanced. So because a team dropped out, why should you play off with anybody? How does that make sense? The top two advanced automatically, and a team drops out, and you're third, why don't you automatically go in? Why do you need a playoff with the 11th place team that fell out or dropped out? Well, the 11th place team was Montego Bay, and they were supposed to play. Let's put that aside. They were supposed to play. But then came the rules and regulation of they need to have a stadium, they need to have bank account, they need to be a registered company, and they did not make the deadline on time. However, we spoke to Daniel Jarrett, the coach of the Wadadah team, and he stated that he did not get the assistance from individuals at the JFF. And I shake my head though, because I'm wondering what's the role of JFF. Is it to leave persons out to swim and drown, or to assist the clubs in getting them better? And getting them better is not only for the players but also for the structure. So if a team or teams don't have the right structure, your role is to assist them, to help them, not to leave them out there to say, oh, you don't have that dead. Because all the teams were in financial problem before the start of this competition. All the teams. But they got assistance. All 11 teams or 12 teams got an assistance from the league financially to actually play, because you know that COVID actually hampered everybody's financial pocket last year. So all the teams got an assistance. No, Wadadah didn't. Think about it. And they are not necessarily have the same structure or format as the Premier League teams. So instead of helping a team, you carry them down further as the JFF. That's not your role. I don't think that's your role. Your role is to assist, to grow the game. Not only in one corner, but all corners. Yeah, probably they weren't registered, but they got registered. And on that day, the final day, they were supposed to register their manager and their players. and you have to actually register online, and it's a tricky situation, and they did not complete it, and because of that, no game was played. Next episode, yeah, they appealed. Well, they said they appealed, and the president of the JFF actually had a meeting with them last week, and he heard both sides, whether the committee side and the side of Wadadah. And according to Wadadah, it was fruitful. But how could it be fruitful? What the president can do. If you have a committee that makes a decision for a competition, the president can't do anything about it. If the committee makes a decision and say that, okay, we're doing this, the president in his role can't do a thing. He's not on that committee. He's not on the competitions committee. So you hearing it, what difference does it make? It makes no difference at all. You can't reverse that decision. How can you? It's a committee decision, not a president decision. So that meeting for me was rubbish, to be honest. That did not need to happen, only to hear the problem. Because nothing changed after. How could it have changed? Nothing changed. So Wadadah is still out, and Montego Bay has gotten the green pass to come in for next season, which is supposed to start about November or December or so. Which, let's see what happens there. But Wadadah says they're not actually fighting, or they're not actually finished fighting just yet. But this is what Leonard Rickets had to say after he came out of the meeting, or after he heard that decision from that meeting, I should say.
I feel let down by the system. The system has failed not only me, but 30 young men who wanted to play a game, and the executive and all, Montego Bay, in general Jamaica, who wanted to see the game play. For me, I'm kind of fed up of the system, to know that persons can sit in a boardroom and decide who goes to the league without football being played. I don't think it was any fault of ours, honestly. If I thought it was a fault of mine or the Wadadah committee, I would have given up this fight a long time ago. We met the criteria they asked us to do. They deliberately tried to stop us from doing all that they wanted us to do. We're just sitting down now as a committee and trying to figure out what's the next step. Is it worth it to spend all these money trying to fight a set of people who are hell-bent on allowing Montego Bay United to qualify to the league without kicking off football? Is it worth
Well, guess what?
I don't know.
I think the saga will continue. I don't know what Wadadah can do at this point. But I don't know, though. I don't think it was the right thing to do from the JFF. I think assist is the best way, or the better way. Help. I don't know. Probably I look at things different. And time will tell. That's it for this week. Get ready again for next week, because we have to speak about schoolboy football, who got the green light. So we talk about that next week.